All right. As far as I'm aware, we're live. Never know. It's been 7 seconds apparently. So I haven't done this in a while. Haven't streamed in a very long time. But as far as I'm aware, I probably want to start doing game development again. So here we are. I was going to carry on with my other survival game, but I still have a bit of a roadblock with it. I think I might need to figure that one out at another time, probably off stream, and have another go because the UI is like mad screwed up. Uh, so the plan today is to actually make a new game from scratch in Java for now, using text-based inputs and things, which I will just rather abruptly look up because I've completely forgotten how to do most of that kind of thing, but I can at the very least start coming up with design for this. So if we, a bit random. What do I do? Let's think. I'll just make a Word document for now. Right, so I got this, and it's Java read text input. It's a scanner, isn't it? Blah blah blah. Enter username. Okay, cool. So I can just like requisition this, and we should have right all the usual things. So if I run this, run Java application. Okay, cool, looks good. Right. So that's my objects, username. Interesting. Okay, so you can do multi-line input. I don't need anything quite as fancy, but we can just make a basic read input method at some point. So yeah, to keep this simple, so we're gonna need a couple of things. So firstly, there's that wasn't quite what I had in mind. We're gonna make a new class. So actually, that would have been quite handy. We call this action. It's going to be a basic object. So the action will have a string. Is that not? Do we actually need to? Okay. Whatever. Call it name. Thought it was. Oh, okay. This capital is just complaining of the first thing, right? Haven't done Java in a very long time, so it's probably text. So you're going to pick an option. These are your actions, right? So you're going to be presented with, a list of like, I don't know, go to town, building, blah blah blah, etc. Right? So each one of these is going to have some text, and then when you select it, it obviously will work out from what you've selected based on the number or some text input or something, right? So we could have, for instance, let's call it an alias as well. Okay, and then we want the concept of like a group of actions. Let's call it action list for now. We're going to be really vague with everything. Which will inherently just be a array of actions, but you know. Um, Cool. Why didn't you? That's interesting. Huh? Why is it auto-completed? Didn't quite get what I was going at. Yeah, right, cool, blah, 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 blah. Right, so got this, got an action list, and an action can have, funny enough, an action list as well, because you select a menu option and it can generate another one. Here we go. Now you could argue I could just have it as a standard thing, but for now this will keep it simple. So then we want the usual set of source constructor using fields generate. Then we're gonna want getters and setters for these things. Right, all of this. Just not that. Probably don't want sets. They're like fixed. There we go. So you create a new action. We have that. Okay, so then we can go static. Let's see. So this is going to be starting. Right. Okay, so we're gonna have like a let's make some basic ones. So some things are gonna generate random responses, random follow-up actions. I'm gonna want a public. Right. So that should be not just. It really has been a long time since I've done this. What am I seeing? Oh, it's void. Duh. Right. I know it was something, just not know. Right. So, some actions will have custom perform action functions. So how do we do this? So we want a response. We probably want. So you're going to press a button, which is this. It's going to potentially generate a list of actions and do something at the same time. So let's hypothetically say it was like explore building, and then this would be like I don't know, choose a room would be the action or the response, and then it would generate like room A, B, C, kind of like a dialogue options type thing. So okay, so we would have a response. Do we want to do a special means of doing this? I'm just going to keep it real simple for now. So perform action, blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, I suppose. Would this potentially, I guess this would need some form of interaction with the player. Let's change this actually. So if we instead, I'm thinking about this in an awkward way for some reason. So we would want blah 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 blah. Response. So on perform action, we'd want like, so we need a class called player. So player makes a choice, does something. That choice influences. Or do we? Trying to think the right way round for this. So I could pass in the player here. I could also, for instance, in survival game, could be a public static player, and then this player don't know why I'm doing that. Wrong button. Blah 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 blah. Good player. Right. So this is just going to. Oh boy. Oh, oops. Right. There we go. Okay, so we can get the player. We got starting actions. This is probably more likely to be this. Private starting actions. Oh yeah, right. So, do I really need a collection? It's just an array. Yeah, I don't think I need this. I don't know why I'm doing that one. Right, go away. Continue. Right. Right. Simplify it. That'll be why. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so we want we certainly need this. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so there we go. So this would be, let's see, explore. Pick a location, and I think we're going to make this. Is that how it works? Oh no, equals. I'll just do a the usual. Bit of polymorphism. No, it's not that, is it? I could have sworn. How do you do this again? It's really, Java is beyond me today. um, oh, it's not. I could have sworn it was that, right? Sorry. Um, it's not super. It's not that. Text alias string response. It's not method. What? Yeah, it hasn't been that long since I've done this, but um, it's overriding. I'll get there imminently, I swear. Ah, this is ridiculous. This hasn't been. It's not. It's not that. No, it's just this. Okay, fine. This it is. It looks wrong, but maybe it's changed. Who knows? Anyway, we got two versions of it now. So in theory, that should be happy. String, string, string. Hmm. Am I using the wrong words for this? Because it's not. It's not polymorphism. It's something else, but similar. Um. Oh, it is this. Okay, right. I'm just, yeah, so far removed from it. Right, there we go. Blah, blah, blah. So we don't necessarily have to pass in an array of actions here. But it's still complaining, so I'm not entirely sure why. Action, string, string, string. Oh, I'm an idiot. There we go, right. Okay, so now this is like a generic action. So you could have menu options and things from this. So we would have, let's say, I don't know, trying to think of a good example because we're gonna have to create like actions in actions. So for instance, I could have an action, I don't know, call it test. And this could be like, let's just create basic ones, right? So this would be like main menu, main and response. Response is just going to be an empty string. And this would take you back, right? But if we... it's really hard to picture this. So this could be the main menu with options, but the main menu would be the one that this links to. So so if this was like to be like the title, right? So when we start, we would right, let's actually do this because this would be the easiest way to sort it out. Oh. Okay, so when we start, we would do this out main menu dot get response, and then we would want to have a public static print actions. Actions, and this would simply and then we should be able to do this would be like select an option. We wouldn't need the print line there necessarily. Just want a blank space. So this would be input. Then we would want a public static void. Read player inputs. That is a default. So I don't think I need that or that or that. And then we can use this to start doing some things. So it'd be like string. Okay, and if I hit run, one, it obviously doesn't do anything. So we need more actions on here. So we could, for instance, instead of starting actions, we do main menu. Oh, I've made it. Yeah, okay, hang on. Oh no, I'm an idiot. Doesn't matter. Okay, so that's gonna be like explore. Let's say inventory. Um, Current inventory. Blah blah blah. And then we'll have another one on here. Void. So this is going to be check inputs. Hang inputs. Action. Current action. Something like this. So what we're doing is I'm gonna put this in here. Then we're going to put the main menu in here. And then we can have a standard input checking. So again in here. In current action dot get actions fa dot get alias equals yeah, if it equals the player input, then a dot perform action, and then we can have another action up here. This is just going to be called current action. Form action. Something like this. And then we can have a sysout that simply says players selected plus a dot get text. Okay, so that's that. And if we have a perform action in here as well. So we can standardize that. Because we're going to need this in here. So if the player also inputs a number, so dot how do we do this? What is it? It's math dot. No, I'm sure it's integer dot from string. There we go, parse int. It doesn't quite work like that. Java is number 15 years ago and they're still helping people. It's wild. Yeah, I figured it would be a try catch scenario. Um, is it not? Oh, okay. That's a bit awkward. Because it's... That's interesting. There's number utils, string utils. Let's look. That's part of Apache comms. Does it not have... Ah, damn it. Okay, fine, we'll just do it with the try catch for now, but I want to neaten this up later, I guess. Well, if we made it to here, we're good. Otherwise, we catch it and we do this. In this instance, we do current action. Oh, it's perform action. Action dot. It would be selection -1. Oh, okay. That's a bit better. Right, so in the print one, so it's going to be get text, but it's also going to be, let's again keep this simple as well, and I equals 1 to start with, and then it's just going to be value of I plus that, because it's a 0 index, and yeah, something to that effect. So if I hit debug on here, I hit 2, oh, already worked. Okay, and I think that's exited it already, but if we go again and I type in env, it works. If we run it again and I say XP, cool. And now we have the fundamentals of a working text-based menu system. Thereabouts. Okay. I might want to make this up here. And do that instead. Do I want to create a new object every single time? That would be silly. What do we want from here? Yeah, I don't, nothing else is going to access that now. That might be redundant entirely, actually. Let's just remove it. Right. Okay, so we're getting there. We have an interaction of sorts. Okay, so the actions can be aware of things. It can get the player. We might need a location or something. And fundamentally, most actions are going to be doing, usually like giving the player something or putting the player into some kind of combat. So we'll come on to that shortly. But let's think. So we have explore. So we want to randomly generate locations, right? So if we were to do, let's say, private static array list string locations equals new, and then in here, so we want to, I think I can just do, no, okay. I know there's a way to do things like that, but it just doesn't matter. So let's just do this simply. So these would be places you can go. And this is be where we start to like think about what would be in each location. So it could randomly produce a set of locations to go, or you could choose from all of them. So this could be how we filter them out. But we would want in this exploration action, it would have the actions to like explore, I don't know, park, hospital, school, and all that kind of stuff. So we'd want to create those actions as well. And this is where a relational database would come in a lot of help. However, for now we'll hard code things and we can move it across into a database because I have to actually write it out by hand at some point regardless. So I can use like Excel or something to pick apart the the actual stuff for it. Right, so what we realistically want is a series of these. I don't really want to do a concatenated thing in here, so we'll do action call this location actions new. Okay, cool. So, well, let's just do that. We'll keep this really small for now because we want something functional. Hospital, so park, I mean, park, so it'd be like, something like that. Okay, so we'll just, and at some point I can standardize location text for things like this. You know, this could be like school, hose, hospital, something like that. I think when we're outputting the text here, we could also add in brackets in fact, and then I could just have a boolean here. Oh, I didn't actually put the word boolean. That would help. And here we can have well, it would just be same kind of premise. I don't know why I'm doing that. Right. Show alias. There, right. That would do. Bit of a dumb way to do it, but it will work. Ah, good grief. So it begins. Why would I want to ever buy viewers, my guy? I don't know, man. How do I? There we go. But doesn't see. I probably ought to get some kind of auto moderation for this. Sorry, buddy. Right. Here we go. What was I doing? Oh yeah, sorting this out. So in theory, this should now. Oh hey. I'll give it a space as well. Ah, no, that's not what I want. Okay, looking good. Alright, and then I can turn them off later if I, yeah, just to simplify some things. Oh no, cancel. Oh, damn. Right. Probably don't need this for a while. So, I'll be wanting the console up better. There we go. Just stop that. What are we thinking? Blah 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 blah. So we're doing this, and then it's this. So when we do perform action, we do this, but then we want to do what we're doing in here. We don't need to do that again. So if I do run and I do 1, oh. Let's try that one again, shall we? Cool. All right, well, we're on to it. I don't know. I want to make this. Is that actually going to function? So it's doing a read line thing, but it's not quite doing what I thought. So if I stop and start again, so it goes from Let's just have a look. Java so cursor to that's interesting. You can do string.format. You want to read so you can use these. Intriguing. Perhaps I should. I don't know. Apparently. Well, that's interesting. Alright, escape code can do it apparently. Let's try this. Because we want to make this. So it's column 0, but the row is going to be actions dot count. Oh, isn't it not size? +1 or like +3 maybe. Hmm. No, okay. I'll comment this out. Um, we'll leave that for another time. It looked like it worked briefly. Okay, so now we want like specific kinds of actions. So rather than just a simple action, because the perform action is going to be an overridable thing. So abstract. Uh, that's not right. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's really been a while. Give me a second. Uh, oh, that'll be elsewhere. Okay, right. Okay, so if I go class new, class browse, action, location action. Go. Shouldn't need to do anything fancy here, and then in theory I should. Okay, and then we make these location actions. So we could make location actions have like rewards. So for example, can add list class, call it a reward for now because it might be not items necessarily. Not quite sure what has happened, but there we go. Rewards. Create getter insert. Just create the getter. Blah blah blah, and then it would be like this out. Um, string name private int amount started yet. Right, and then we want a equivalent. So we want to get rid of that. Keep it default. Yes. Oh, hang on. It's kind of silly doing this, but avoids a mild amount of replication. Hang on, this source. We just want the gets. Okay, there we go. Get rewards, blah blah blah. Array of rewards, cool. R dot get name. Uh, Okay, so an amount, a reward, because this could be like quests. So the reward for going somewhere could be a quest or character or something. So we're making it preemptively generic. Okay, so now we got this, and now these things need rewards, funnily enough. So we could hopefully go. Is it not that? Yeah, hang on. That was just arrays.as list. You can stop. That ain't it. Okay, fine. Oh, I remember. We go to location. And can't you do? And then this just becomes a simple. I'm just kind of doing this to remind myself how it works. So again. Oh, okay, it does work. Test one. Okay, so if I run this and we go explore park. That's interesting. Have I done this the wrong way around? Yeah. Okay, that's looking a bit better. Is there a clear? That's clear, right. So if we go here, make the 1, 1. Hey! Okay, it's very primitive, but now we have the concepts there. And in theory, if I went into, say, player, and I just did something simple, okay, there we go. Sorted. And then in the location action, we could then go dot get player dot rewards dot add reward. And then when we do the inventory action, new class, browse action. There we go. We can override the perform action. To be fair, I don't know why I've done everything with lowercase and not. Right, you can stop. Don't want to do the super. So we do the equivalent of this, but for the player's inventory. So if we get our player, oh, how we've already got it in here, haven't we? Yeah. Get rewards. And then we should be able to do something else. And let's keep this simple as well. That's pro stag. Do we have a... Let's add a get for the main menu. And in the location action, we can then do in theory 1 1. Oh, hang on. Yeah, stuck in a loop. Where are we? No? What's wrong? Okay, let's see what it complained about. No. Oh, right. Of course it is. Wonder why it didn't complain. Hmm. That's interesting. Why didn't that work? Current inventory pair. Intriguing. That went through. Adding it. It says you search the park and you find that player selected main menu. Hmm. Interesting. So if we do let's see what we have neglected. Oh, I haven't actually made it be the inventory action, that's why. Thought that. Oh dear. Yeah, I need to make action an abstract class soon. We'll get around to that imminently. I probably don't need that anymore then. 1, 1, 2. Ta-da! We went somewhere, we found an item, and it's added to the inventory. That's pretty much the crux of it for the most part. It just gets vastly more intricate when it comes to making the all this side of things soon. Is there a way to just clean up? Okay, that's not done quite what I hoped. Some methods down here. Okay, fine. I'm pretty happy with that so far. It's not much, but it's a start. And yeah, should be able to add more rewards, all types of locations, and then events and things. So, pardon me. For example, we could, in this perform action, currently just gives the rewards, but we could add rooms, so we could make this function in a similar way to how this works. So it does the same premise. And the player has to search through multiple rooms, and each room has specific things in it. And then eventually we can kind of have a location action, and you pass in a location and it does a sort of a hierarchical thing, and when it gets to the last room in a building, it figures out whether or not there's any rewards in it, or it like, so we could have, you know, a location with loot tables. So I could make a location class which just holds all of the data, and then make loot tables for each location, and then when the player goes into a certain location, it auto generates all of the available text and randomly selects loot from the tables, and then puts it back in the inventory, and then gives them further options based on where they are. And we can add events instead of finding things, so you might enter a room and get into a fight potentially. But it's a good start. And this is probably a good place to leave it for now before I fall asleep. Apparently, I'm rather tired, but I will endeavour to do more game development, because this concept is something that I can replicate in my actual game, because I'm going to have to at some point anyway. The only difference between this and my other survival game is the fact that that one's got 3D graphics rendering the things you're doing. Besides that, this is fundamentally going to be a random event and loot generation system that prints out text. That I can easily convert this into, instead of text, into being buttons on a screen, which I will do quite easily, I think. I didn't need the Word document at all, which is nice for a change. So yeah, locations can have rooms. Rooms are linked to other rooms. So when you choose a room and it doesn't have any other rooms, it allows you to search that particular room, and then when you search it, you'll have the option to go back to the previous room, and so on and so forth. And they kind of save the hierarchy in a similar way to how this saves its structure here. You know, you start here and you explore here, and then here, and then here, and you go back here and explore here again, and then here, and blah blah blah. All good fun. So I might have to do some fancy things with that. I think data-wise it will be pretty trivial. Most things are working. And then this could be, let's just selection. is this dot size. Because the size is always going to be one less, one more. So the selection will make sense. If there's 7 items and you select 7, the size of 7, but you're actually selecting index 6, so yeah, that makes sense. Cool. I mean, let's just test it real quick. 2. Okay, that, I mean, it worked obviously, but hang on. 1. Oh, ahem. Explore 2, explore 3, explore 1, 2. Good. Right, everything seems to be working. Oh, there we go. Cool. I think that's quite good for now. So yeah, I will yeah, I'll come back to this and I'll try and stream more often. I need to do things like this more because I keep thinking of doing things like this and then I never actually do it. And I would much rather I actually end up doing it instead. I end up staring blankly at my desktop for hours, so yeah, fun. Alright, cool. Well, if anyone is here, thanks. Otherwise, I'll see you guys around.